Don't make me go.
No, go, man.
Hello, Quentin. How are you?
Hi.
There was a picture watching it recently.
Ja, nou, ik heb message op net. Trying to sit the fucking walking on. Praat lelijk zo.
Goed, dat zal maar whatever you can hang. Wil je het gaan flatten of wil je het gestrip hê?
I'm just gonna send Jackie a picture of you fucking around. Look, I'll be honest with you. I'm worried about the future of drag racing in South Africa. There's no question about it. I can't say why, I can't say when, but we've got problems in drag racing in South Africa. So basically, there's no question about it. And we decided it's time for something different. We've been involved with circuit racing for many years. I've helped Charles, Jonky has helped Charles, and Davy has developed these Lotuses to a huge extent, especially with the rear-mounted transaxle gearboxes. And everybody jumped on the bandwagon, if I can say that, and we decided we wanted to build something different as well and actually get involved with circuit racing. We started pondering with the Ks because apparently we know something about a K series, and Davy's running them with a huge success. And with all our stuff we got from the drag racing, we said we can build something. And then we started with the idea of getting a Lotus and do a transaxle conversion as well. In that stage, we were building the C63 AMG Hilux that I was busy with, and we actually saw the potential that engine had. And then Jonky said one morning, "But why don't we put a 63 motor into the Lotus?" And I said, why don't we? And we decided we're going to do it. And I started sourcing a SLS motor, and my reason for that is it's a SLS AMG. It comes from the factory with a dry sump pump, which makes it very reliable. And we obviously need that for the circuit. And I eventually sourced an engine through Holland, and I got it shipped here. And once we put that into the car, we saw we've got huge problems. It's a space issue. We got it in, we got it shoehorned in. At that stage, I was waiting for my Albin's transmission as well, and that was a huge decision, financially as well as a time delay on it. The gearbox is rated for 1,000 Newton meter input for 24 hours, because it gets used in Le Mans or GT3 or GT4 cars. And that's why we opted for it, because we said if we're going to build a car, we need to build a reliable car that you can actually work on handling and not try and just keep it running. And then with a lot of help from Charles, we started developing the body, because he was busy with his as well, with Honda V6. So you'll notice our front ends are basically the same. His rear end is completely different because he's utilizing a turbo. He's got a place for the intercooler. And we designed our rear end, and we wanted to keep it to look as close to a standard Exige as possible. She's about 150 millimeters longer and about 100 more plus a side wider than a normal Exige. And then eventually these plans just started coming together, and
What
that's
was what was your most difficult part of build that gave you grey hairs?
It's a question of time. I mean, what you see in years, it's about 2 years and 8 months. That's how long it took to get this where it is now. And it's been worthwhile. It's just amazing. There's a lot of people involved. Where do I start? I start with Andre van Aarde that did the chassis for us, the extension of the chassis with the cage, with the rear bolt-in structures, so we can actually get that SLS motor in there. We started with him. After that, we did a lot of bodywork from Untold. That took ages, because remember one thing, we had to build everything from wood and body filler, and shape it and prep it and get it done, then do a final product, get it painted as if it's going onto the showroom floor, and then only we can pull a mold of that. And then once we had the mold, we have to make a product. So this is a full carbon fiber body as well, except the doors. The doors are still standard Lotus Exige doors.
Everything's carbon.
Yes. Yes.
What does it weigh?
It's easier. It weighs 1,100 kilograms with me inside, and I'm not the lightest bloke around. The engine is actually very light. Our transmission weighs a lot. It weighs a lot more than Darby's or Charles, because it's such a much bigger transmission. The transmission alone weighs 70 kilograms. So it's heavy.
The interior is spectacular, eh?
Yeah, I love the carbon, it's a carbon Kevlar look, and I went for that because it actually goes with the yellow. That's why we went for it. And what happened is that eventually we wanted to compete, like I said, in a series. And as the build progressed and we started painting the car, we decided we are not going to do that. Because what you see here is a fully street legal supercar. It's our own supercar. It's one of one in the world.
Yeah.
And we just decided it's not worth it. This car's got so much sentiment and love and passion and swear words and frustration into it. We just decided it's not worth it. We'll keep it. We want to go and compete with a nice hill climb because I think it's suitable for this type of vehicle. We want to do BMW track days. We want to do private track days and basically just enjoy the car for what it is. If I stuff it up, then it's my own fault because I've gone off the road. It's not somebody else maybe accidentally going into me or something like that. It's just not worth it for me to risk the car for that after the amount of hours we've put into this.
Lee Thompson took it, eh? Lee Thompson.
Yeah, so what happened is we took it to Swartko's one day for Mr. Freddy from Fast Racing to just do a basic setup for us. The first thing he told us, the spring ratings is much too soft for the track. I went and grabbed a set of old tires from my buddy Charles. Thank you, sorry. We popped that onto it. He did a basic setup on it, and then Lee Thompson went past us, and I said, listen, can you maybe just go test the car for us and see what we need to change on the car before we actually get it onto the track? He hopped into the car. Within the first 5 laps, he did a 103.4 on the car. He came back in and he said, listen, the shocks are way too soft. It's for street use. The tires is used, like we said. And he did a bit of adjustment on the brake bias. With the help of Martin, I completely forgot to mention him, MGR Technologies. This would have been nowhere without him. They did the wiring, they did the management, they did the setup, they did the tuning. Look, my whole drag racing career would have been nowhere without Martin and MGR and Nicky and his crew. Coming back to Lee, and then he took it out again, and then we ended up with a 102.4 around Swartkops in the heat with used tires, with basic track setup with the wrong spring rates. And it was such a huge accomplishment or feeling about it, because that's race pace for a streetable car off the trail. It was the first time around Swartkops.
What's the power and the torque? What are we looking at?
So, like you said, it weighs 1,100 kilograms with me in it. We're doing 575 horse on the wheels with about 720 Newton meters. And that's reliable power every day, and I put 95 into the car. That's what it's built for.
Motor stock.
The motor is completely stock. It's a stock SLS AMG 63 all motor, normally aspirated engine. Chris Miller built the branches for us, and then the exhaust and the rest of the fabrication was done by Herman from Junior Welding Works. He did the exhausts, the expansion bottle, he did the breather tank, battery bracket, the intake pipes. It's been done by him. And then one of the biggest things, the bell housing to actually adapt from the Albans ST6 box to the SLS box engine was built by M1 Systems, by MV and his team. And yet again, that's why we're here today. I think I just want to say or show all of this has been built in here. This is what you see here. This is my workshop / business. It's been built here. It's been built in Van der Hof Road by local people. at the end of the day, I mean, the box has been imported, yes, because we haven't got people to manufacture. But this vehicle has been built in South Africa by South Africans. And you know, it's a huge accomplishment, yet again, and it makes me proud. And I think it makes a lot of people proud, and it gives us some hope. This gearbox, we actually need to get a light in there. I've got an LED light.
Yeah, get a light for me.
To show you, because the gearbox is actually behind the diff.
Okay.
That's why it's called a transverse mounted transaxle. Is that the right word? Right, so up to here, if you can see my finger, can you see it there?
Yeah.
This is stock Lotus Exige, Lotus Elise, the floor pad. From here, it's going to extend it, and that's been done by Andre van Aarde, like I told you, with the wishbones, as well as the whole structure here, as well as the cage, because this bolts out, so we can obviously get to the engine and the gearbox.
It's big, eh?
It is big, yes. It's not supposed to be. I mean, remember these things come out with a little 2ZZ 4-cylinder front-wheel drive engine that sits more or less here.
And you still, well, in future maybe putting a supercharger, thinking about it.
Yes, because remember you're coming back to the space question,
Yeah.
and I mean if you take this intake out, I mean look at the gully there. It might even sit lower than the stock intake. So yeah, that's a possibility we might be looking at.
What was your worst thing, Chonky?
To fill the engine in this car, if you can see the space, there's not plenty of space in here.
Yeah.
And yeah, to get the engine and all the branches and stuff and the starter, all that to work. Yeah.
What's with the yellow?
Yeah, look, the yellow has been coming with me since ever, and that's what it is. My Civic was yellow. We changed it to the turbo. It was yellow with the blue stripes. This would have gone blue stripes as well, but I just think it would have spoiled the car. It would have spoiled the lines on the car. It's just something special. It's an extension of our personalities. And when I say our personalities, I'm talking about Hercules Chonky. It's my right-hand man. It's my friend. We've built this as a team with a lot of people that helped us with their special abilities. And a huge thank, huge shout out to you. This wouldn't have been possible without you. Yeah, that's where we all started. Look, no, we've actually started before that. Remember the small little orange Civic? We had that ages ago when you guys still had it was at the Sport Compact series. And then we had the small Civic, you know, and I've always been involved with racing. My dad did drag racing. He built all Jimmy van Ruten's drag cars, and that's where my passion for drag racing obviously is. And my involvement with Davey Oliver, I used to pit crew or help and assist him with his little panel van. And we won King of the Hill when it was still in, I don't know, where was it? Anyway, we won King of the Hill with a 1600 panel van, which was also built in a garage. We've won numerous Silver Cup championships with that. And there's a lot of my experience came from that. And then we moved on, and I was involved with Charles Hubert with his Silver Cup racing in the Hondas. And obviously that's where the Honda flew, or the Honda bug bit me, and I could see clearly it's like glasses came up, and that's where my love for Honda started. It all started with Charles and Davey and Peter, and I've been friends with them for the last 15 or 20 years. I think we were discussing it the other day. And that's where the passion for the Hondas evolved. You know, Charles worked with the H's, and Peter did the B's, and Davey was involved with the B series as well. And then we started seeing the K's, and I basically took over with the K series. And we are here today because of the K series. It's just such an amazing engine, and the design and the possibilities on it. I think it's still going to go far in the USA and obviously in South Africa.
What about the other little vents that you've added?
Yeah, look, that's all extra. That's obviously the front vents is steering. Try and get the air out of there so it stops braking the car, and you can actually get air movement for your brakes. Those vents on the side, that's where the intakes is. They are actually a bit bigger than your stock Lotus Exige. We've got that there. We've got this little vent in the back there. And we just got this peculiar design of the diffuser because it's different. We obviously don't want to do what everybody's doing. I mean, a diffuser is a diffuser at the end of the day. We don't know how efficient it is. We haven't got capabilities to go to wind tunnels and test the downforce. This is actually a F430 Ferrari GT3 wing. it works. That's why we put it with. Yeah, the duct in the roof was actually our own design. Is to try and get some wind inside that cab, because I tell you it's hot inside there. Yeah.
You said when you open everything up, it looks like a transformer.
Yeah, it does. It does. We'll open it up a bit later for you. I think you'll enjoy that. Just don't call it a bumblebee. There's enough bumblebees, please.
Show them your finger.
Stuff off. Which one? No, we're not going to go there. The wheels are forged line 3-piece purpose-built wheels. We actually got 2 sets. Charlotte's got a set and I've got a set. When we started building these cars, we ordered 2 of those sets, and it's a 12-inch wide at the back, 10-inch front, 18s. It's a standard size on the slicks, that's why we went for the 18s and obviously not your usual 20 or 22s. We can get slicks to fit on these things.
Don't make me go.
No, go, man.
Hello, Quentin. How are you?
Slightly.
Alright, hold this and videotape me getting in.
Okay.
It's videotaping.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in.
Put your foot in.
Yes.
Grab the roll bar inside.
Yes.
Be on top.
Yes.
Grab there.
Yes.
Yes. Put
Yes.
your other hand in there.
Yeah.
Put your foot in.
Put this foot in.
Put your other foot in as well. But you're going to grab you at the bottom. Then you hang on it.
Wait.
You hang on the body. Yes, that's it. That's it. Slide in. Okay, that's good.
What the fuck are you laughing at?
That's it. Slide. And there you go. Watch out thing. And there you go. You're inside the office.
Bien.
Sê weer? Ja, traction control is on. Traction control is on. the noise, the feeling. How's this box, boy?
Yeah, it's very smooth. It's fucking loud. It's getting a bit warm here, and I'm
So
very
open the
close
fucking
to you.
door.
I'm very, very close to you.
And this is how you get out. And it's done.
I'm not gonna get out like that. Fuck the noise, aggression. Fucking mad. It's just mad. It's just insane. It's just. Yeah.
That's it. You almost got it. Keep on hanging there. Is it like giving birth? The preparation on this body took, you know, you can paint anything, but it can also look like crap because you can't cover up preparation work. If it's not prepped right, you're not going to get this finish. And I need to take my hats off to my guys at my body shop. They really went above and beyond to get us prepped this way, and I think they're a big reason as well why we decided we're not going to mess this up on a track. And I've got huge respect for the guys on the track, don't get me wrong. But I mean, it's just not for us. It's super special. I think the next thing you're going to ask me, well, I just want to shout out to them as well. It's Donnie, Daniel, Cornay. My guys actually sanding. They've put hours of sanding into this. And after they painted it, and it's not dry state, they painted it again.
So, you're a perfectionist.
Then,
Are you perfectionist?
I'm a pain in the butt, if you want to call that the
Are
same.
you impatient?
I'm impatient.
Fuck, things must be get
Done
done now.
quickly and right. So usually that's difficult to get done. It's called OCD or something like that. I don't know.
I've seen that a lot in your projects. Like it gets rolled into a workshop and just done.
I think it takes a lot of planning to get that done as well. You've got to have everything right, and you can't expect a fabricator or a painter or a bodybuilder to do what you want them to do unless you give them the right resources, or you tell them what you want, or you give them all the space they need. Honestly, that's my opinion. And that's why we try and plan ahead. But you always hit the speed bump in the road and it slows you right down. You've got to be patient, and it's very difficult. Driving this to Swartkops the other day, and I spoke to him and I said, how does it feel to drive a dream? Because this was a dream and it realized, and we're driving it, we can touch it, we can feel it, we can hear it, and it's an amazing accomplishment. And this car was actually for sale not too long ago, and we had an interested party in it, and my wife told me, you're not selling your dream, and I'm so glad she did. Because this is a dream. I've got a lot of dreams, and I know I'm always saying that, and I'm living my dreams, and I'm fortunate enough and blessed enough to be able to do that. But I've worked for it. I'm not expecting anybody to give it to me, and I think that makes a huge difference.